asks, will the upcoming spring season be a rather active one this year, like the last couple of years?
Yeah, we've had some active severe weather seasons around here.
We have.
For your sake, I think it would be nice if it was active because that's a good way to get you, your roots established for severe weather coverage. So I don't wish it for anybody that, could potentially get damage or destruction from it. But yeah, we can talk a little bit about what we can expect for the spring severe weather season coming up. There's two things we're going to be looking at when it comes to how bad is our severe weather season going to be? Are we still going to be in La Nina? Are we going to be coming out of it? And then we can't forget about the ongoing drought situation. Because drought, of course, hinders moisture, and without moisture,
no storms.
We're not getting storms.
No.
Yeah. So let me start with the La Nina side really quickly, and then I'll see if I can dig up the regional drought graphics so we can take a look and see what's going on with that. So this is historic data showing the influence of both El Nino and La Nina patterns during severe weather season, which is March through May. That's our big primary season, if you will. And you notice they have kind of the same influence here in the Quad Cities, but if you look at the regional view, you see more frequent severe weather when it comes to a La Nina pattern versus an El Nino pattern. El Ninos are usually fairly quiet around here for severe weather. But where you're from, look at that in Arizona. You actually see more.
I know.
In El Nino.
We love El Nino years. It's great.
You guys are a lot more active.
Get rain.
Yeah.
Which we really never get. They went 100, do you know this? Over 100 days without 1.01 inches of rainfall at the
Which is
airport
insane.
Insane.
That is such a long stretch of time. But yeah, that's why folks like where Peter is from in Arizona, they love El Nino because they get the moisture that they could use really desperately there. But here, you can see La Nina, the influence is, generally speaking, it's less frequent locally, but in the region, it usually becomes a little bit more frequent. Let me dig for a minute and pull up the regional drought graphic because that's going to be another player. If we have a substantial amount of drought in and around the Quad Cities, that is going to be a problem come severe weather season. So we'll pull this up, we'll zoom it out, or actually let it play for a second and back it up. There we go. So, what we're looking at here, I don't think this is a terrible setup. If this drought were to remain where you've got significant drought, not only in the Quad Cities, but also further out. Let me zoom this out and we can get my arrow up here. So right in here is where the worst of the drought is. It's in the Dakotas and Nebraska. So if this were to continue, this is not going to be a plains severe weather season. No. This does not bode well for chasers that like to chase up in this region. However, this drought down here is not terrible yet. It's only moderate drought.
Yes.
It's not severe, extreme, or exceptional. It's just moderate. This can be erased quite quickly if we can get a decent system to move through in the next several weeks. So, moisture-wise, it's kind of a coin toss right now. La Nina-wise, as you can see there, locally it's quiet, but regionally it's a little more active. So once we get closer, I think, to the end of March, especially in the beginning of April, we're going to be more relying, I think, on this map right here to see, okay, where are those severe storm zones going to be setting up?
And I think also something really important with this is where our systems track from when we see severe weather.
Exactly.
Now, out near Wichita and in that Kansas portion, Oklahoma, Missouri, they're not in too bad of a drought. And that's typically kind of the path we see where those areas of low pressure track their way here towards the Quad Cities, bringing that severe weather.
Exactly. So. Yeah, I think it could go either way right now. But again, we'll see what happens with the storm track. We'll see what happens with the drought and all those things coming together.
We will.
Speaking